Welcome you all for today's session. Today I am going to talk about data mining functionalities in this session. Data mining can be performed on any kind of databases, relational databases, transactional databases, multimedia databases, spatial databases, object relational databases, object-oriented databases, so any kind of databases. Especially, data mining functionalities can be used to specify what kind of patterns will be found by using what kind of data mining task. Let us see about various kinds of the data mining functionalities. So these are the different data mining functionalities. Class or concept description, which is further categorized into data characterization and data discrimination. Mining frequent patterns, associations, correlations. Classification and prediction. Cluster analysis, outlier analysis, trend and evolution analysis. Let us start with the first data mining functionality. The data can be always associated with either class or the concept. So describing such classes or concept is nothing but class or concept description. Again, it is divided into two parts, data characterization and data discrimination. Data characterization is nothing but summarization of general characteristics of the target class, which is nothing but the data characterization. For example, to study the characteristics of software products whose sales are increased by 10% in the last year. Another example, let us see or take summarization of the general characteristics of the undergraduate students in a particular institute. So this is target class is nothing but here undergraduate students. So coming to the data discrimination, the comparison of the target class with one or more comparative classes or the contrast classes is nothing but data discrimination. So those who shop for computer products in regularly versus those who will shop rarely or they are visiting very rarely. So we are going to compare frequently visiting customers with the rarely visiting customers. So this is nothing but the data discrimination. So coming to the mining association rules. There are important terminology, frequent item set, frequent subsequence, and frequent substructure. So what is frequent item set? The set of items that will appear frequently in the purchases of the customer is nothing but frequent item set. For example, a customer who visits will purchase milk and bread, these two items together. In next visit also is going to purchase. How many times frequently he is visiting the shop for purchasing of these item sets is nothing but frequent item sets. Similarly, pen and pencil. So you can take any kind of the example, the pair of the items purchased. Frequent subsequences. The patterns which are purchased leads to the purchase of another product. For example, purchase of the PC leads to the purchase of digital camera, leads to the purchase of memory, maybe leads to the purchase of the printer. So a customer who visits always looking for the same sequence of the products. Such kind of sequence is nothing but frequent subsequence. Frequent substructure is nothing but the combination of the frequent item set and the frequent subsequences. It can refer different structural formats such as graphs, trees, rules, lattices. So all these are the combined, which is nothing but the substructure. Such a substructures are frequently occur. Then it is called as a frequent substructure. The best example for the association rule mining is the person who buys, person X who buys computer will also likes to purchase, same person X will also likes to purchase software in a particular shop where support is 2% and confidence is 75%. So these two are the metrics of the association rule we'll discuss in the second unit. So another data mining functionality is classification and the prediction. These two can be used to categorize the or classify the given objects, but the difference is classification is used to find the models that describe or distinguish the classes or concepts for future prediction. Especially it is based on the known target label. Classification, classifying the data based on the known target class. Here class labels are already known. Especially classification works on categorized data type. categorical data. Whereas, for example, classifying the countries based on the climate or classify cars based on the gas mileage. For example, there are many algorithms are there, decision trees, support vector machines, Bayesian classification, neural networks. All these algorithms can be used to classify the given data. So especially this is mainly used for categorical data. Whereas prediction is mainly useful for numerical values. Categorizing the numerical values, we go for the prediction process. So to predict some unavailable or missing numerical values are the continuous values, we go for the prediction process. For example, predict the amount of revenue that each item will generate during an upcoming sale at All Electronics based on the previous sales data. Another example, predicting the whether tomorrow will be a rainy day or not based on the previously available weather data. Now coming to the cluster analysis. Grouping similar objects together is nothing but clustering. This mainly based on the principle called as maximizing the intra-cluster similarity and minimizing the inter-cluster similarity. The objects that are belongs to same cluster are highly similar. The objects that are belongs to the different clusters are not similar. So this is nothing but the main principle. So we are going to make or the group the similar objects together based on certain distance metrics such as Euclidean distance, Manhattan distance, or many other methods are there for doing clustering. And the algorithms used for clustering are k-means, k-medoid, DB scan, density base, and Clarence, and many other partitioning methods, hierarchical methods, model-based methods are used for clustering purpose. Outlier analysis. The object that does not belongs to any cluster, which is treated as a noisy data, and usually we remove that data from the cluster. Such kind of noisy data or which does not belongs to any cluster is nothing but outlier. But very rarely, sometimes outliers also very, very important for some applications. For example, identifying the fraud detection. Credit card fraudulent users will be easily identified by using the outliers because they are going to frequently purchase. Continuously, a lot of transactions will be done. So here rare event is very important here. Now coming to the last one, trend and evolution analysis. Data evolution analysis describes and models regularities, trends for objects whose behavior changes over time. So this is nothing but here the data which change